Usually we would fly out on a Wednesday to get into whatever stop we're doing on the tour. But this time around, since we had engine issues in Orlando, we decided to come out on Sunday to kind of go over some things on the car, make a few changes, and basically get it dialed in better for the Atlanta round.
Road Atlanta happens to be one of my favorite stops. In fact, it's my favorite venue where the fans are the loudest, the craziest. I feel like they're the most passionate. So every time we come here, I feel like I'm coming back home. We've been coming to Road Atlanta since 2004, so it's sort of like the homecoming of Formula Drift. Now moving on to Thursday's practice, right on the first run out, we lost an engine. It's kind of sad to say, but I was sort of used to these sort of situations at this point and keep cool, let the team do their work. So I just had to sort of sit back, let them do their thing. Of course, it was frustrating, and you can tell that every team member on our team were very upset at the situation. But nonetheless, we can't give up now, and we just have to keep pushing. After Thursday's practice session, now this has become a yearly tradition, but Bob from KW actually invites us to his personal home, hosts a KW Suspensions family barbecue, which is very nice of him. So I just want to say thanks to the entire KW family for providing us with all the support, the hospitality, the technical data, and all the love throughout all these years that I've been competing with Formula Drift. Friday's qualifying session was a little bit of a misfortune for us in that Formula D actually cut short the practice session to just 30 minutes, which only allowed us one run to get the car dialed in right. Now, considering we missed all of practice on Thursday, it just came down to this one run to dial in the car for qualifying, and that's exactly what I did. During that one run, I gathered up as much data as I could and applied that to the car setup. Went out for qualifying, but it just wasn't good enough, so we were seated 20th, which is less than ideal for us. But as long as we were in the main show, that's all that I was thinking at that point. Now, when the weather came, it really came down, and it's not like we couldn't go out there and drift, but it was just really hard to see, extremely slippery, and it was very unpredictable in that some of the portions of the track were spotty, and once you hit that wet patch, you just sort of lost all control and you were just going along for the ride. But Other than that, I really do enjoy driving in the rain, and I just wished, because it rained at one point of the weekend, it would just continue throughout the weekend, but I guess Mother Nature doesn't really take into consideration our hopes and wishes. Moving on to Saturday, which was our main competition day. Throughout the morning session, during practice, we were trying to dial in the car for a little bit more tandem setup. We had a little bit of tandem practice in the wet. Didn't really gather up much data knowing that it was going to dry up on Saturday. And considering that, I feel like we gathered enough data in the short amount of practice runs that we had. Unfortunately, going up against James Dean in the top 32 competition, I made a slight error chasing him. Right before the final turn, ended up bumping into him, created a little gap right before the finish line. So I'm pretty sure we had a little bit of a disadvantage. Proximity was there. Now when we switched and as I was in the lead lap, I ran a little bit shallow on, but we did learn a lot. Now we do know the cause of what's been going on with the engine, had that addressed, so we should be strong going into New Jersey round 4.